All right, 5 after 5 on a Friday, late because of me this time.
Cash
I'm the one that had
cash for dog prices.
Yeah. So it was my problems this time. My computer was acting up. So I apologize for the delay a little bit, guys. Before we talk Harbaugh to lead off the show, before we talk the biggest games of the upcoming week, before we talk best bets, let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is brought to you by BetStamp. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use multiple sports books and always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp compares odds across every sportsbook for games, futures, player props. You can save time and money by checking BetStamp before you bet. Download the app today. If you're looking to sign up for a new sportsbook account, please check out the offers available at betstamp.app/hitthebooks, or you can hit the link in the description. If you sign up through this page, it does help support the show. Knish, I'm not going to bury the lead. Breaking news here within the hour. Your thoughts on the Jim Harbaugh news?
Call the Supreme Court. I mean, I don't know what. Somebody's got to fight. I don't know. I honestly, like, what's the next step here? Can they file an injunction? Can they try and get this delayed? Is he actually going to serve it? Also, don't the bylaws, literally the Big Ten's own bylaws, say it's a 2-game suspend? They just suspend him for 3? Like, if you were going to say 2 and it's Penn State, Maryland, I know Michigan wouldn't take it, but I'd be like, all right, you come back for Ohio State. I don't know how this is going to play out. It seems ridiculous, too. Like, what investigation app? Like, this is something you do it in the offseason. You get them suspended for whatever peasants you play to start next year, maybe not Texas. And then you go with it. But, yeah, call the governor, Granholm, or what's her, Whitmer. Call Whitmer and see, I tell you what. If this was happening, and it seems like Michigan's going to fight it, but if this was happening in, Alabama or something, they'd have members of Congress lining up outside the Sankey's office. So I don't know what Petitti's doing here. It seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, but
yeah,
the guy's on the flight. You're announcing this at Friday at like 4 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually the news dump when you're not trying to do something like this.
Yeah, and the thing about the news dump is that they got to play a game tomorrow. So,
yeah, does it impact? Should it move the point spread? Is the big question. Should it move it at all? Half point, point, 0? What's it do for you?
Now, people are going to point to the fact that they were 0-3 ATS without him, to start the year, and it was like, granted, I think more of that is they treated those like preseason games and didn't really go through it. I don't think it really matters that much. The fact that maybe you didn't prepare for it, you weren't you were expecting him to be there. Maybe they did because they knew this was gonna, something was coming down the pipe. So I don't think it's worth too much, if anything, but who knows? Well, I think I'm sure people will react to that way one way or another, whether it is or not. I don't really think it's anything to go crazy about, but it's great for content.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is their first close game. You would expect a guy like Harbaugh, who's got so much head coaching experience, maybe he has to make that one key decision in a game like this. First time they've at least priced this short of a point spread. I don't know, maybe half point. I don't know, though. There's so many unknowns here. Michigan hasn't played anybody yet. I don't know. I mean, Penn State's offense against Michigan's defense, I don't know. There's your first one.
Do they, I don't know, do they find a judge working on Veterans Day and then he does end up coaching because they get some injunction? I don't know. It's just like the most, I was going to, honestly, I tweeted this. I was like, maybe they waited until this time, the day before Veterans Day, 4 p.m. on a Friday, so they couldn't run to, find some judge who can go out and, say, oh, this is, violate some contract. I don't know. I guess all we can do is wait and see. It should be a good game, though, regardless of who's on the sideline.
You don't see this in the SEC, and you wonder why the SEC just means more. This stuff doesn't happen. Come on, folks. Let's get to the chat. Enough of that. Did you bet anything on the game yet? I do lean Penn State. I have bet Penn State. Nothing big, but that's where my lean is. Did you bet it?
I didn't. You know what? There was a little bit of or a little bit of oversteam that I disagreed with, and I was looking for And I think I just missed the window there. I wanted a 45.5. I think it got there, got bet back down. Yeah, there was even a 46 briefly a couple days ago, but would lean under. Think the side's all right. Don't have a real. I wish I had a bullish opinion. I think I'll just be watching this one for an enjoyment.
RW fan in the chat. He's got a boatload here. All these look aheads. I'm gonna say this, believe it or not, unless I really have a big power ratings disparity, and I don't this time of year, I don't look aheads. I just try to get I sent the order for the MAC games that I know there's no game in between. I know what I know about those games. Those are the games I like to jump on. Looking at this lineup, though, I lean Tennessee +8, I guess, against Georgia. So that's. But this is when you have so few data points in college football. I like having all the data points. At this time of year, and plus anything can happen. Did you bet any look aheads yet, other than that order I sent you on the MAC?
No, just the MAC stuff. And you know what? I didn't. I'm going to pull it up now, Zach. If you can put that tweet back, because I didn't even. Our dub was not messing around with that list of look aheads up there.
He had every game on the board.
If there's one that I would probably lean there, it would be UCLA +6 versus USC.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I would say that's one that maybe I shouldn't even have said, because I'd actually bet that one.
Yeah, that's really good, in fact.
Yeah, yeah. Which I don't know if it'll be around now. After I met, I honestly, like, this is the first time I took, like you said, look at those DK ones, but yeah, I don't think you're getting any home field there. And I know UCLA might be on, what quarterback run of the mill there, but I think they can just line up and beat the hell out of USC.
Probably 2.
You're right.
Damn you.
I should. I didn't even look at it there. So you know what? We'll see if we can beat.
So that's DraftKings, I take it. I haven't looked at those.
Yeah, that was the one. Honestly, that's the first time
I didn't even see him at FanDuel
this week. I had just been looking at the FanDuel ones, because our friends at FanDuel make it a little easier to get down for Joey K, if I'm being honest with you. But it is what it is.
Charles Saul in the chat. Conference USA winner, Liberty -375, Western Kentucky 5-1, New Mexico State +750. Any bet you guys would make at that point? Where would you go here?
Here's the issue. Even if I know you might think, well, I've got a New Mexico State ticket. If you watch the show, I want to. The problem being that you really just need New Mexico State to win this weekend and go into the title game, and then we can do something there. If you bet some Western Kentucky, you're already taking some hedge equity, and then it's not like Western Kentucky's any good. They're going to go against Liberty. They're going to be, at least a touchdown dog or something like that. So you might think like, hey, I'm going to hedge this nice ticket, but the problem, Liberty's so far ahead of these two teams right now that
-375 better. I don't know about that.
Let me say, I would not bet the -375. Be that. Listen, just hope our boys from Las Cruces take care of business this weekend, and by take care of business, I mean win as like a 5-point dog, and then they're in the title game, and we can mess around from there, and I don't know, maybe Salter declares for the draft before the or gets COVID or something. I don't know.
According to the man, the myth, not the only one a part of this, producer extraordinaire Zach, I did give out Western Kentucky Conference USA. You gave out New Mexico State. I gave out Western Kentucky. So.
Oh well, hey, then.
So we're good either way. Whoever wins that. I was
gonna say I forgot about that. Hey, we're gonna. I mean, you'll have one of those. I'm pretty sure whoever wins it, New Mexico State for sure. If they win, they're in. Western Kentucky would probably be in. They have a couple of peasants left. New Mexico State is more tougher games, but I think they'd have enough margin and tie breaks with this one. So that'll see. Hey, nothing wrong with being live this late in the season with a big dog ticket, and hopefully they can pull off one more upset and get there.
According to this, Preston Stone's out tonight, according to Tailgate Tent.
Yeah, that
what was with that today? I took North Texas.
Oh.
What'd you do? You laid it with SMU?
No, I didn't see it was just Steve. I thought And though I'll tell you what, maybe Joey K was a little late to the party there. I kind of thought that the Stone news was that not known earlier in the week?
I thought it was. Then the
I
line
thought it
got
was
steamed to
too.
20 today.
Someone's banging the board right now, but maybe it's official. But I thought Stone kind of all week it was assumed he was out, but
No, I went to 20 today thinking I guess he was in because there was no reason for that to go up to 20. I took North Texas.
yeah, no, I agree. I just chased some as we're sitting here. So yeah, even at 19,
There's a 20 there. That's what Canby books there.
yeah.
Uh,
So
there you go.
grab the 20. Honestly,
Best bet it?
Yeah, hey, Chaz, call it 20, call it 19 and a half.
Call it 19 and a half. We'll best bet that. I'm behind that.
So, yeah, and again, Stone hasn't been great, and I know SMU has been, trucking some people here, but it's too big of a
North
number.
Texas is a backdoor, A+ backdoor team. Go look.
SMU backup?
SMU backup's pretty good. It's a mobile kid. He played at the end of last week. I gotta get his name. He's okay. He's talented. I think it's about a 3-point downgrade. I think the 17 line was fair with him being the quarterback. That's why I was surprised it went up to 20 today. Kevin Jennings is his name, redshirt freshman. Solid kid. I like North Texas. No one's really, I'm going to say this and they'll get crushed tonight, but since the Cal game, no one's really gotten margin on this team. Go look at their losses. Nobody's really gotten margin. So North Texas, there we go. Best bet live as the news is breaking.
Live, baby. And you know what? I'm going to grab, while we're sitting on it, going to grab a little first half too. There's some 11 and a half out there. 11. We won't best that because we already did that. But I kind of like, fade in the new QB first start. And sometimes it takes a little bit to work it out. So we'll go a little first half too. Well,
one of SMU's best wide receivers is out too for the season, Curley. Now, North Texas has a couple wide receivers banged up too. So keep all that in mind. David in the chat. We'll keep it rolling. Arizona, Colorado spread total lean. Arizona, Duke bonus lean. I'll leave you on the hoops. I lean under.
I was going to say, when does Arizona? I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, you know what?
That's how locked in Joey K is the college hoops.
I'll get you a pick on that. I got sent on that one. But I lean under in the Arizona, Colorado game at the current numbers. Anything under 10, I would take Arizona. But under for me with the new offense, Colorado, I'm not buying what they did in the fourth quarter. I think the true Colorado offense, what we saw in the first 3 quarters. And Arizona's been one of the best under teams in the country this year. They're 8-1 in the under. So under for me. Where are you at there?
Yeah, no, I would lean that way. Their defense, like by all the advanced stats, is just it's been unbelievable compared to especially years past. And it's just one of those things you kept expecting some regression or something, because it's not like they have absolutely fantastic talent all over the field. But who is that Arizona DC? His name's escaping me right now. But man, they have done a really, really nice job this year for a unit that's been garbage for a long time. Colorado. We talked about it last week. The
Johnny Manson. I didn't know that.
I honestly didn't even know that. But the pace is going to be slower for Colorado. We learned that last week under Shermer. They're going to try a little bit more possession type stuff. I think they get Colorado has been so fortunate the last 2 weeks with these fraudulent covers that I could see them losing. We do this occasionally on the show, and listen, we know this has been an anti-Colorado from an ATS perspective show all year, so I'm not going to break it in. I could see Arizona winning this game by 28 points, if I'm being honest with you. So, I'm not going to – that might be the Joey hot take of the week that Zach can cut up, but
no,
I think they win this game by, multiple, at least 21 points.
Yeah. Well-known college basketball originator.
Blue Horseshoe
has Arizona plus 5.5 and Arizona Duke over 153.5. I will say, whatever groups he's getting it from in college football, if there's one guy winning in college football, it's whatever group's giving Fezzik plays.
Football or basketball?
Football.
Oh.
Basketball, not yet. I don't think hardly anyone's doing well in basketball right now, from what I've seen. Are you doing well?
I mean, to be honest with you, like with the college stuff, like just scrape the surface. And I don't do a bunch of really much NBA, so it's kind of I'm not, to be honest with you, I just just bet the plays for college basketball. As we know, Joey K not too much into the college basketball scene.
Yeah, I have no idea how good Fezzik's college basketball, but his college football's been good this year. Whatever group he's getting it from. Obviously, he's not originating. He's getting it from people that know what they're doing. I know he's watching. Hi. Charles in the chat. Anything in Stanford, OSU, a part of the under money? I am not. I would lean Stanford. That's it. But I haven't bet either side or total here.
I haven't either. I would get to it as well. Stanford, as we talked about, there was I'm going to pull it up just so I'm speaking. They reset kind of the offensive style after that that big Colorado game here, and the Washington game didn't totally that went over and didn't encapsulate it, but it happened last week versus Wazoo where they kind of changed up the offensive pace a little bit and said we want to run the ball more. Ashton Daniels, his passing his completion percentage and all that is down the drain. So I think these Stanford unders and Oregon State, obviously you're not exactly a pacey team themselves. So I like under and the points there as well. And you know what? I hadn't fired on that yet, but there's some 21.5 that just broke there. So I'm gonna take
21.5 is a go for me on Stanford.
I agree.
Desert Rat in the chat. What team is this week's Maryland? The pick where the sharp money is way off the reservation.
Oh boy. They suckered me in last week. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't. Unfortunately, that was one I didn't get. And damn, I don't know if there's one. I'm looking at my portfolio here, seeing if there's stuff that's really moved against me. There was one that I couldn't understand. I think it was getting set up though. As far as the UAB Navy total, there was under money, over money hit today, and then some. So that was one that I think was getting set up in the marketplace. So I don't know. I don't really have one. I'm sorry. If nothing really comes to mind that's really moved against me or my power ratings this week. Anything come to your mind?
Nothing off the top. I know the Maryland takes money every week. This would be.
I kind of like Maryland this week.
I gotta shoot myself for this. I kind of like them too.
Best bet?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't think Nebraska's.
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't think they can keep they have no passing offense, like none. And listen, I know Tripp and it's like the trenches have been a disaster this year compared to last year. I just don't think this is a game where I think, like, in terms of athletes and talent and all that, and maybe Rule muddies it up and runs them over, but
no,
I just don't think Nebraska's got enough here to keep up. So yeah, let's do Maryland.
Best bet. There we go. 2. Love it. Glad you brought that one up. But I like it. That was literally like one of like 5 or 6 I had highlighted. So best bet. There we go. Starting off on fire here. I'll tell you one, going back to Desert Rat's question, the North Texas SMU stuff today, and that kind of ties in with Bo McNeil's, big line move. I didn't agree with it because I thought Preston Stone wasn't going to play, so I didn't understand the move to 20 earlier today. So we took care of that, right back to where we should have been at 17. Drunk Driver H3 in the chat. Thoughts on Sam Houston, LA Tech? Also bad spot for Army against Holy Cross after that big win. I'll attack the FCS one. You got to pay attention to Holy Cross quarterback. Sluka is really good. He hasn't played the last 2 weeks. Holy Cross hasn't lived up to expectation the last couple weeks and then some. So I don't know if it's necessarily that horrific of a spot for Army. I'll say this. You can call me crazy. I don't play against the service academies on Veterans Day. I just don't do it.
I will.
You're going to call me crazy, aren't you?
No, it's not the worst. Holy Cross. And again, I haven't been but their defense has been absolute train wreck this year. So that's kind of a one where, yeah, you would need Saluka to play for them to keep up even against an Army team. Sam Houston.
I didn't do anything here.
I didn't do anything either. I left this one totally alone. And to be honest, I don't really have a target to get in on it. So just a total pass for me.
I left it alone. I haven't seen any orders put out for this game.
No.
Lay 6.5, take 10 situation. It's in the middle. It hasn't moved hardly. I just that has not come across my board at all this week. Austin in the chat. Can y'all hit on East Carolina FAU? No idea what to do in this game. I think ECU is the right side. You're not getting a good price right now, but anything over a touchdown, East Carolina is certainly a lean for me.
Yeah, I would lean that again. We talked about on Monday's show the Jekyll and Hyde of FAU, and sometimes they, a couple times this year they've showed up and looked like Tom Herman's a genius, and other times they've just been absolute downright miserable. So I think ECU. We talked about their defense has been pretty good all year. I would lean that way, but I think the price has been pretty beat up now. 7.5, maybe a small bet.
Charles in the chat, anything in the Grambling game tonight? I didn't bet it. Did you bet anything? This was very late to post.
No, actually, I don't think I didn't have anything. I don't think anything hold on, let me see if one of my guys did lay Grambling at
13 or what?
No, I didn't get. I think 14, and then lightened up higher than 14. So there's some 14.5s out there. Even Penny has a 14. So if you can get a flat 14 worth a bet, anything above that, it would just be like a pizza bet, as we say.
I didn't bet it. Thomas in the chat. Cal -2 buy low. Just play top teams in conference. Wazoo and free fall. I lean that way. Are you part of that? I know Mr. Tent likes Cal.
Yeah, and would lean that way too. You never know if it's a get right game versus Cal defense for Wazoo's offense, but it's been a tale of two seasons for Wazoo, and they've been pretty miserable lately. So, yeah,
I'm rooting for Cal. You have no idea.
I know you're on the Whittle bandwagon here, but yeah, that'd be the side I'd play.
Mickey Hill in the chat. You guys see any value with Vandy +14 or Tulsa +24? I'd probably lean Tulsa +24. Are you on Vandy?
No. I will say I don't like. Are they? I think they had one cover versus the. What's their ATS record? I think
1-9. 1-9.
And if you bet them at points during that 1 week, it wasn't a cover either. So it's like, this is like, I hate you said this on Monday's show. Like, there's nothing worse than their due angle. That's the only thing I can get to here for Vandy is that maybe. But we said this
South Carolina sucks, to be honest with you.
The number isn't that like you would think after these horrible ATS records, you're getting some value on a price. That's not. It's been that way with Kent State. It's this way with Vandy. Like you're not getting this extra field goal versus what the number should be. So no, I didn't get there on either of them.
Yeah, I don't think you're paying a premium fading these teams.
No.
So I'll tell you, I bet South Carolina last week. I was not impressed, to say the least. They were +3 in turnovers and couldn't cover a spread. Oof. Mac in the chat talking about action. I'm thinking Miami, Ohio. Miami, Florida, +14.5. Way too many points. I'd take the hook. Would you?
No, I don't think Van Dyke is healthy, and I don't know if you can cover. Like, listen, it's 14.5 too many points. We talked about on the look ahead. So I've got some 14 in the chamber. Do I love it? No, because I don't know what happened to the guy, but there's been rumors of shoulders. That's not. He looked horrific last week. I think Florida State is, I won't say hugely overrated, but pretty overvalued. If Miami was a bit healthier, and I was, this would be like if I knew Van Dyke was good to go, felt great about it, I would like run. This would be a hammer spot, but instead it's just a light spot for me because I'm not sure what did I Draco? I'm sorry, baby. I know they're your boys. Ever since Joey K jumped on the Hurricane bandwagon, this team has fallen off the map, and they're losing to Monty Moore, whatever. MJ Moore it was his last game at NC State. Says I beat Miami. I'm out. I'm redshirting. I'm gonna go take a transfer. So what a swan song. It would be. I'd still have. There's no way I'm laying Florida State, no matter what. If you want to hope that Van Dyke feels better, 14.5.
Agree. Chris in the chat, Texas Tech, Kansas -4 Rock Chalk. No, I lean Tech with Morton healthy now.
I think you're a totally different team.
Yeah, they are. He's probably worth, even though he's the backup. I like the kid. I like the kid. I watched him in spring a couple years ago. I like the kid. So yeah, I'm on Tech there. Where are you at?
Same, and maybe sprinkle a little money line on that one. I think
We
Tech
got
is
best
live in
bet it
that
at
game.
4.
Yes, I do.
Best
I
bet,
didn't.
Texas
I
Tech.
you know what? I
There we
hadn't
go.
looked at the market since earlier. Joey Corporate had to go in today, so I've been offline. But yeah, there's plenty of 4s out there. 4, I
Yep.
like it.
Yep. Texas Tech +4. There we go. And money line too. Love it. Cover it 5 in the chat to get today. While you were at corporate, a lot of movement in this game today. Oh my God. UNLV by 7+. That's what cover it says. The movement today is all smoke. I don't know. It wasn't the movement in the UNLV game wasn't smoke last week. So
I think Billy Walters had every runner on his life on UNLV last week. So yeah, that was not smoke, my friend. That was called wildfire cash on UNLV last weekend. So
are you part of this? I'll say 2 things about it. One, I haven't had a good read on any Wyoming game this year, so that gets me off of it. 2, whenever there's big money on UNLV in this town, I don't care if it's hoops, football, on it or against this team, I just like somebody knows something here.
I tend, and I don't think that's being like tinfoil conspiracy theory.
No,
because, there's been, I mean, that UNLV last weekend, if you weren't paying attention to the screen, was one of the biggest moves of the entire season for a game day move. With full limits on a FBS game. So yeah, I agree with you. That's a stay away from me.
Yeah, there's some with UNLV Transformers going out. There's notorious stories with UNLV stuff. So yeah, I'm just sitting out. It's a good game for a Friday night, to be honest with you. Chris in the chat, how is UCF going to stop Oklahoma State's running game? Yeah, I mean, that's the major hang up. But with that being said, love a spot. We had a good number. We took +3. I don't think it's really ever appeared for the rest of the week since then, has it? 3?
No, and I don't think so either. And yeah, I think you were. This is one that Oklahoma State's been on such a heater. And I just like UCF 1 being at home, 2 with Plumlee healthier, totally different team. I think some of their season long stuff got a little distributed with him out. So yeah, I just like this game at the bounce house to get Oklahoma State off of Bedlam. Just a lot of factors there. Playing the spot, playing a little bit of an inflated number. Yeah, is that matchup great? No, but I mean, Ollie Gordon's been running over everybody, so you got to hope that something UCF's got a plan for it.
Money line too. I think UCF wins. Connor in the chat. Georgia -10. I'm not there on the biggest game of the week. I did not bet the biggest game. Side or total? Did you take part in this one?
No, I have left this one completely off the docket. Didn't really. Another one I didn't really have on the radar. Like there's a couple of games that even you're always a half point, a point you're looking to play on. This is not one of those for me. It was kind of a game that I thought would trade around this range, and maybe at there was some early 11.5. You probably would have had me at Ole Miss. I don't love Lane in some of these games versus more physical than that. I don't know. I like Lane, and I'm trying to think of a good like sometimes on UCF when UCF plays the Peasants. I love laying them because they always want to drop it. When Ole Miss plays an overmatched team, it's a great the Georgia Tech cover that was our worst beat of the year when Lane punched it in after an onside kick there. So. But in these games against premium opponents where it's actually a lot of coaching acumen and toughness, that's not a Lane staple for me. So, yeah, I agree. Bentley, either the too cute is kind of cliche, but some of these he's got that kind of vibe. I don't like him in these games.
Yeah, he does get too cute in some of these games. And then how about college football extraordinaire wizard, Zach, in the chat saying the Lane lawsuit too. How does he react to that? I don't know that I don't know if that impacts him, but Lane's not always the most mature 40-some-year-old. So maybe it does impact him a little bit as far as the distraction. I don't know. That game, I even did a deep dive podcast on that game. I couldn't come to something. So when you spend several hours on a game and can't come to something, I don't know. I'll watch the game. Michael in the chat, BYU +8, money line +255. No, I like Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm out on BYU. I think we talked about Iowa State plus a touchdown. I don't like a single thing about this BYU team, to be honest with you. I don't think they do anything well. Like literally nothing on either side of the ball is plus. And
I don't know how they won 5 freaking games, man.
I don't know either. And it's it's just a and again, it's not a team that's always been like, SEC talent, but it feels like they've had more talent. Like this year's roster just seems totally lacking of guys that are going to play at the next level, guys that are physical in the trenches. I don't know what happened to the Sataki, whatever pipeline they had going, or maybe less people are Mormon now. I don't know, but this team is bad.
Connor in the chat, a team that played BYU in the opener, Sam Houston +8. We talked about this one. Pass. Connor also UNLV tonight. I don't know. Kind of a pass. You got to respect the money that's come in on Wyoming tonight. Speaking of another question about this game, Spammy Sos in the chat, will I be in attendance? It's still a possibility. I'm leaning towards no. The parking situation is not great for a late Friday night. I think there's a Golden Knights game too. So I don't. The traffic situation in Vegas is horrific right now with the F1 race next week. There's construction. Knights game, UNLV game, they're getting more attendance.
I see your boy Blue Horseshoe just rage tweeting about this F1 thing all the time. Like it just seems like the worst idea of all time especially for people that live and work in Vegas.
Yeah, you can't really drive downtown. I mean, not downtown, but on the strip. I mean, it's just they've ripped up famous stuff. The trees at the Bellagio, it sucks. And people aren't interested. Nobody cares here. I mean, are you gonna watch it? It's there you go. I mean, it's a college football Saturday night. I'm not watching this freaking race. Maybe for a lap or two just to see the scenes. That's it. And now it was supposed to bring in all this freaking money. The hotel prices are down. They've been slashed. Yeah. The ticket prices are way down. It's just a complete disaster. They're talking about having it for a decade. I hope it's a one and done. I really do. Andrew in the chat. Let's talk about the historic total. Rutgers, Iowa, under 28.5. I didn't bet it. I'm not there.
No, I
didn't bet the over, though, either.
No, I honestly, I was looking at, there was one place that hit like a 27, and I was like, 26, maybe I'm in, 26.5, I'm in. Never got there, and thank God, so I don't have to be part of it.
What about the side on the game? I lean a little bit of Iowa money today. I lean Rutgers.
Me too. I just think they're the better football team. I think you're getting the better. And yeah, listen, I mean, Iowa can be a tough place to play, no doubt. I think there's still some legitimate HFA there, but I think any points with the better side here is the play.
There you go. Best bet or no? You need 3?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think like points at such a premium in this one, even 2.5. I think I'd be more inkling. But yeah, I would. At a field goal, it was definitely the play.
Couple from Mickey Hill. Harbaugh will be coaching in the state of Texas next year, either Cowboys or A&M. A&M probably has more money. That's funny. I think Bears has to be a possibility, right?
I honestly don't know
what's going on.
There's this talk that they're gonna give him the extension no matter what. They still want to do it. He wants to do it, but until pen to the paper there, then I think there's still some question marks. I mean, obviously the A&M thing, I think he's joking around, but yeah, there's going to be a few openings that he's got connections to. I don't know. We'll have to see here. I wouldn't be surprised if he listened.
2 more from Mickey. Joey, can you please commish the Seminoles? I think he did. We're taking Miami there.
There you go.
And also, I forgot about this. Your dog, biggest spark of the year, was on the Utes. Utes took money this week. I actually agree with it. I mean, there was a point like, what is going on? The total keeps going down and down and down and down. Weather's going to play an impact, wind and rain in the game. Well, who does that impact? It impacts the team that throws the football, Washington. So I was glad to see that we finally saw some Utah money there. I think that is the right side. Did you bet it, though? Even though your dog told you to, did you bet it? Money line, point spread.
You know what? This was one I procrastinated. It got hit, and I never got there. So regret it. Wish I would have got in. should have got in. Dog told me to get in. I missed it.
What's the name of your dog?
Lexi.
Lexi. Okay. I'll remember that.
The Lexi lock.
Lyon Brown. BC team total over. Over money did come in on the game. I like Virginia Tech in the game, so I'll leave it up to you here.
Yeah, I kind of leaned VT too. But I'd be lying if I, had dug into that team total too aggressively. So would just be can give you a lean on the game. Hold on, pull up the team totals here. BC at 20, mostly 24 and a hook. No, I couldn't play that.
Yeah. Robert in the chat, Texas A&M and KU in revenge games. I didn't bet the A&M Mississippi State game. I saw a little bit of Mississippi State money today. I just not interested. I hate both teams. And we like Tech. We just gave out Texas Tech right here. So best bet. Georgia minus 6.5 first half. I don't know. I'm not even on that one. Are you?
No, nothing on that one. We talked just kind of was a total pass in that game.
JJ McCarthy just tweeted bet. I don't know.
Bet him for Heisman?
Yeah.
I
like Bo Nix to win the Heisman.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I've talked about this on how many people are gonna actually punish McCarthy and the voters for what's happened. So
there'll be a percentage that does. I guarantee it.
I agree too. So that makes it harder. I guess Danny O. He's go get him. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will. Michael in the chat. We already hit that one on the BYU +8. We like Iowa State, Virginia Tech. Yep, that's certainly a lean there. I'm part of the Virginia Tech money this week. Moving the Texas TCU game to 12.5 feels a touch overdone. You know what? I don't think so. I think Ewers is worth 2.5, 3 points. With that being said, I still lean TCU, but I thought the movement was kind of correct. Do you agree or no?
Yeah, I would tend to lean that way. Murphy, even though he had just had some horrific turnovers. So yeah, I think the pricing's about fair there on the adjustment.
Drew in the chat, anxious to get your thoughts on this one because I'm part of the opposite side. Coastal +2.5. Hate the coach, but have covered 4 straight, playing much better. Coastal will be down to a third-string quarterback here. I like Texas State.
I would agree with you. That Coastal obviously issues there with it, and then Texas State, Jekyll and Hyde team, but when they got it going, they got it going.
Oh
so,
yeah, when they're
going, it looks it's good. So yeah, it would be Texas State. To be honest with you, even at current Texas State
best bet.
Yeah, I'm
all right. Texas State 2.5 best bet. And just for full disclosure, I know I gave him out as a dog earlier in the week, part of the tout service. I just played him in a contest at -2.5. So I still like Texas State. Keep in mind the third string did play all last week for Coastal and they won, but now he's on tape. He's like, you had no tape on the third string kid. He ran like a 75-yard touchdown. Now all that stuff's on tape. So I think they'll have a better game plan than ODU had for Coastal's quarterback situation last week. Cents for cents in the chat. Kentucky first half +6.5. I could see this one. This is a first half that I wanted to get 7, but I would still lean Kentucky +6.5 first half. Maybe Alabama a little sleepy off the big one over LSU. Alabama's been a notorious slow starter as it is. And how many games this year? 3, 4 of them really slow starts. Impressive with their second half adjustments, but I'm leaning Kentucky there. I think that's a first half bet I can get behind.
Would lean. I probably need a 7 though.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the market to see if it's out there, but I would need a 7 for that one.
Tulsa going to get to 24.5. I'm sure the market hates Tulsa. Deservedly so in some aspects, but Tulane's not getting margin on anybody. Have they? Go look at these last 3-4 games for Tulane. They are not winning against anybody. The Rice, East Carolinas of the world, they're not that much better than Tulsa. So I lean Tulsa here.
I tend to agree with you there. It would be either Tulsa or nothing for me on this.
Memphis -10.5 against Charlotte. I like Charlotte +10.5. Hennigan's a little bit banged up for Memphis. I think he'll play with the line move today, but I like what's going down there at Charlotte with Biff Poggi. I thought that was kind of That could be a program-changing type win. He suspends players after the FAU debacle. They're down 17-0 against Tulsa. They rally, win in overtime. You saw the celebration in the locker room. That for a first-year coach, and I don't like Memphis, especially laying points with Memphis defense. Charlotte for me.
Yep, I would lean that way too.
Eat that in the chat. Thoughts on the Tennessee-Missouri over 57? I'm just more on the Tennessee side of things with Luther Burden banged up, a couple starters from Missouri's defense banged up. Tennessee's off a tomato can. Missouri's off a great effort against Georgia. Tennessee for me.
Yeah, if you can get under 3, I think that's still the play. I know that took some money today, but I'd still lean that way at under a field goal.
Another one from Eat That in chat. We're rocking and rolling here, going through these. Cincinnati-Houston sider total. Ooh. I can't trust either team. I kind of lean over, and if you can get a 3, I lean Cincinnati. That's my thoughts.
Yep, I'm those bored with you. I don't want to lay points with Holgo. You can get a full field goal there. I know there was some, it's mostly 2.5 now. I think there was some 3.5 early in the week. That's one now I'd probably leave alone at the 2.5.
Yeah, agree. Q's +3 thoughts from Drew in the chat. No, I'm not there. I'm not there on either team. I can't. 3 seems fair to me. A lot of money on Pitt early. I couldn't get to the window quick enough there.
Yeah, and I don't want either part of that one. Yeah, I just say 3 is fair, and I don't want to get involved.
So I will say I think this week will be a big week for teams, whether they're going to wave the white flag or not. I think we'll start seeing it this week. We got 2 games after this week. We'll start seeing some signs, I think. Syracuse, you could argue, start waving the white flag a month ago. I cannot get there. Fully in the chat, Arkansas -2.5. I love Arkansas -2.5. I love that bet.
Yep, I agree.
Did we best bet that one already?
I think so. We bet that early in the week. If not,
it's a best bet. If we haven't done so already, and my apologies for not having it. Yeah, we already did it. Best bet. This is one the market hasn't moved with me this week, but I'm not afraid. Fundamental change. I think Auburn's kind of fraudulent. Who cares if they beat Mississippi State and Vanderbilt? I'm buying Arkansas. Bunch of close losses. And I thought getting Dan Enos out of the building is going to be very positive for them. I think they could be a team you can bet the rest of the season. That's what I think there. William Bentley, is the North Carolina Duke line a bit steep? 2 teams have faded from early October. Big rivalry, not much home field advantage. Duke's quarterback situation so bad with a 3rd string kid. No, I think it's fair at the current number.
I mean, it got obviously blasted this week.
Did you get the 7? Somebody beat me to that. And then my dumbass didn't lay the 9. I was like,
no,
whatever.
Yeah, I didn't either. But it's obviously now it's just got one of those that got away.
Yeah. That is the game that got away from me today. So that probably means North Carolina is going to win by 4 touchdowns. That's one that I didn't get to. G in the chat, UTSA -13.5. Yeah, we best bet this one on Monday too. The chat kind of forced our hand a little bit there. I mean, one guy at least asked like 20 times, UTSA. We're like, yeah, UTSA. At least we got a little bit of CLV there.
Yeah.
We laid 12.5. My thoughts haven't changed. I like it with Rice quarterback. So
agreed.
So. Any Mac look ahead, BG Buffalo. We did. Now that I wasn't going to answer this question, to be honest with you, unless the order was filled. My main man, Knish, filled that order. So we will talk a little bit of action. I got to look. I am not on BG. BG, look at their running back situation. Could be down to a 3rd stringer. Stewart's out. Keith came in last week. He was incredible. Basically had 100 yards rushing, 100 yards receiving. But then he got hurt at the end of the game. And I just got to play numbers. I mean, Toledo, I know Jason Cannell's due factor, but they're crushing teams. I mean, they humiliated Eastern Michigan last week. Hey, it's up to 10. That's about where I made it. Somebody help me out there. It was 8.5. That was the buy order. And Knish is he's a good filler of orders. I'll put it that way. Is there anything else there? I'm guessing you changed the entire market. If you want to pull that up, scroll down, Zach, to the bottom on it'll be FanDuel's just weekly college football. You can just scroll down to the bottom. There'll be 4 or 5 games there. I'll give one out if it still.
I think Central's still good at 10.5.
Central is still good at 10.5. Absolutely. Anything double digits. With that Ohio offense, you can't be laying points with that Ohio offense.
And Central's kind of figured it out on offense too. Defense is great, but I agree with you. This is too many data points that the Ohio offense just isn't going to get there this year. So, the over 10 there is a really
there
good
you
bet.
go. Anything else? No, I think Miami Ohio one's fair. I mean, I guess I would lean Buffalo there. I think the Northern Illinois game is pretty fair. We played a little under there. That was too high for that kind of a MAC game. Yep, Central's the play. Matt in the chat. You guys like Georgia Southern? I lean that. I don't like them, but I lean that way. Marshall, I don't know what's going on with that program. They look like a dead cat. Georgia Southern kind of buy low after getting blown out last week. I'm more confident in them rebounding than Marshall at this point.
Yeah, I would agree.
San Jose moved up to -2.5. I played -1. Well, kudos, Michael. I think you got a good bet there. I would even lay 2.5. That's how much I like San Jose State this week. Probably my favorite bet of the entire week. I love San Jose State this week.
Nice.
For a variety of reasons. I see
tailgate. Yep. So I was going to say that was some groups around that as well. And I'd be right there with you under 3.
Did we best bet this already this week?
You're the best bet, baby.
Zach, if we haven't best bet this, I think I have best bet this on 20 shows. So I can't remember if it was this one that started it off. But anything under 3 is good on San Jose State. Just the situational spot, current form. Mikey Keene, not 100%. I mean, love it. Rivalry, love it. So best bet there. Another one. Drew in the chat. USC +16 thoughts. Seems a few points too many. I'm not there. Nope. In fact, another one that got away from me, Oregon -14, was in the query. It was rotating, got denied, and I just never came back to it. Where are you at there? The over money's coming in now.
Yeah, it seems like a horrible matchup for USC, all things around, and Oregon seems to be pretty locked in. People have been saying, USC season could fall after you lost, and they've been compared, but this seems like the week where maybe it just falls apart.
Yeah, what is there to play for? And they made a DC change. Well, unless they got to change 5 or 6 starters and bring in 4 or 5 more Bear Alexander types, I don't see the difference. I mean, you got position coaches that are now taking more responsibilities. Well, the reality was they couldn't even handle their position groups. I mean, it's just been a total failure across the board. And I don't think it gets better unless he hires like some dynamic DC, like a Jim Leonard or something. Charles Saul in the chat, Michigan State, Ohio State. I lean Michigan State here. Where are you at?
I think I would agree with you, even though they're miserable. Ohio State just winning by margin. I mean, I know they had the Western Kentucky game against any functional opponent. It's been tough to get to this run with their offense. It just doesn't seem like it's coming together. So, yeah, I agree. I'd only lean Sparty here.
William in the chat, Old Dominion Liberty -13. This is one that's hung at 13. Surprisingly, I would say all week. I was looking to take something on Old Dominion, but I wanted 14.5. I figured Liberty on beating the market. Public would get involved and maybe push that up. Just hasn't happened. So that's my thoughts there. I need 14.5 to get involved.
Agreed.
Grant in the chat, Oklahoma -11. I disagree. I like West Virginia. I think West Virginia could be a team that could be live even.
I agree. It seems like the Oklahoma, I don't want to say exposed, but they were definitely playing over their cover margin and all of that. Beginning of the year was very, very fortunate. Turnover luck, good variance on their side. Becomes down to earth, and West Virginia has been a team that has really been, I like them, taking them as, kind of a bigger dog in these situations, especially stylistically with the defense of Neil Brown. Now, granted, the market's kind of faded a little bit, not anything, through keys, but it's gone up at a few places. So I haven't gotten involved in, but I would lean West Virginia.
Yeah, I think they should be confident. They beat Oklahoma last year. And man, now you start looking at Oklahoma's performances, with the exception of obviously Arkansas State and Tulsa. Give me the great data point. I would even push back on Texas. Okay, they beat Texas, but look at that game. I mean, statistically, probably should have lost the game. So not a lot of strong data points for Oklahoma. Guy in the chat still strong with Temple +7.5, guys. Yeah, I am. That was the best bet early in the week. It's 7.5 now. I thought it was mainly 7. We gave it out at 8. I said 7.5 or more is really good.
Yeah.
But I thought it's been pretty much trading 7 the last 3-4 days, right? Everywhere.
Yep. Yeah. If you can get anything still over 7, still good. I agree.
Yeah, Zach, and that's another one around a touchdown underdog. I think it's live. they are a completely different team with Warner at quarterback. It's like a light switch. Can't get a first down, moving up and down the field. Now, they got to take care of the football. Zach in the chat, Arizona State, UCLA. I think you mentioned the Devils on Monday. I don't think we did we? I think we mentioned the injuries on both teams.
Yeah.
UCLA's quarterback situation's cleared up. ASU is also going to play their quarterback. I'm not sure he's 100%. They're really banged up on the offensive front. Are we getting involved at 16.5? Market says disagree with your boy a little bit.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me. I would lean that way at 16.5, but it's one I don't have a strong opinion on either way.
Bill, wrapping it up here when we fired through these so quickly today. Thoughts on Wake Forest, NC State? I think Wake Forest outright. That's where I'm at there.
I like it. I think you could see some of the come down from NC State losing the quarter. So no, I'm with you on that one. And Wake Forest, got Griffith's back a little bit better. So yeah, I think it could be live. Little money line sprinkle there.
We got any Joey props this week?
Let's go Michigan, Penn State.
All right. The big game.
You go Blake Corum, Mr. Phillips here. Blake Corum rushing yards. And it's one that is going to go under the 75.5 there. They've been mixing in more Mullings. They've been trying to get Edwards on the field more. The Michigan running game hasn't really been super right this year. And he's not a guy who this year has been able to hit the explosive play. And so it's a Penn State team I think is going to take away the run game. And I think this is just going to be a McCarthy-esque game plan here to attack Penn State and not really just kind of run into the wall. So I like the under there. I think he's more kind of there you go. Bet, baby. Bet on McCarthy. I think the Corum under is just a little inflated. I would have had it, I think in the 60s is about right. So I think, I just don't know if he'll get.
What's your feel for Michigan? They went past Happy the last 2 weeks.
They just aren't running the ball with as much success this year. And I think they're, outside of the past, 2 years, it was basically this team could run on anybody. They really haven't been able to. And I think Purdue, they went 5 down linemen and were able to really give Michigan a bunch of trouble there. So I don't
think the running backs look healthy. Corum, I know he's got a bunch of touchdowns.
Agreed.
He doesn't have the same explosiveness as last year. I know damn sure that Edwards doesn't have the same explosiveness as last year. He's averaging 4 yards less per carry, and then Mullins been banged up. So,
and you know what? Well, under that same vein, I would go McCarthy over rushing. That if you want to, I didn't see the line there. I saw 14.5 was that fan. If you got 13.5, I like that. Over? I think this is one of those games where they're going to let him out of the barn. They didn't run him last week on any. The RPO look was totally off last week. He didn't run. Key game, big opponent. This is when you usually let him out and get him, 6, 8, 10 carries. So, obviously, you worry about the sacks, but over for this one for the rushing yardage.
Money lines, dogs. I'll mention a few. We mentioned Wake Forest, Central Florida as far as short dogs. Temple, we mentioned. Big one. I think Charlotte's kind of lied, to be honest with you, especially with the quarterback banged up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else as far as money line dogs. I know everyone's always asking about those. That's about it. I'll be rooting for New Mexico State, even though I took Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
And, let's recap the best bets. Quick show. In and out, 60 minutes. Actually, 55 because I was late. I apologize for the computer stuff. We'll recap the best bets. Unless you got one more.
No,
I don't.
I think we're pretty set.
So North Texas tonight, playing on the news there. So we already got some CLV there. Maryland -2. That's just more Jimmys and Joes there. It's not about the X's and O's in that one. Texas Tech +4. That was today. JJ McCarthy over. Coinciding with Blake Corum under. Makes sense. That's from Mr. Props. The man, the myth, the legend when it comes to Michigan player props. Temple +8. UCF +3. That was our Monday shows. Texas State -2.5. That was today. Northwestern +11.5. What you think of the market move on that? That was moving right before we came on. A little bit of Wisconsin money. I'm not scared. Are you?
No, I'm a little. I don't know. I don't. The Wisconsin market love this year has been wrong. I mean, again, this will be the week that it's run, but yeah, no, I agree with you. I still think Northwestern's a side.
Arkansas -2.5 is another one that we gave out, and I think that's a wrap. So it's these. Oh, UTSA -2. Oh wow, as it scrolls, UTSA -12.5. San Jose State -2.5. What word do I use? What adjective do I use?
Moderately decent portfolio this week.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, you got any closing thoughts on the Harbaugh situation?
Hashtag free Harbaugh. I should have wore the shirt. I didn't have time to get in there, but I have it on for Monday's show.
There you go. Look at that. I love that. It looks just like first take.
Buy some Connor Stallions merch for Veterans Day.
There. Very well done. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, for producer extraordinaire, Zach Phillips. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting in the chat. Make sure for all the show updates, you're following us on Twitter and X at Hit the Books HQ and at the Hammer HQ. That'll do it. We'll talk to you guys Monday. Best of luck.
Good luck.